Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dakota's Political Circle. And today we are talking about how the House is trying to stop the $95 billion Ukraine bill from going through. At least the House Speaker is. Um, but yeah, I'll read this article before I start talking about it. But Biden and senators urge House Republicans to take up $95 billion in the Ukraine bill. Democrat President Joe Biden and a bipartisan group of lawmakers, including the top U.S. Senate Republican on Tuesday, earned the Republican-controlled House of Representatives to take up the $95 billion military aid package for Ukraine and other allies. The measure passed the Senate in 70-29 vote shortly before dawn on Tuesday after a hardline group of Republicans spent the night trying to block it. But it was unclear if House Speaker Mike Johnson would even bring it for a vote in the chamber his party controls by a narrow 219 to 212 margin. Both houses of Congress must approve the legislation before Biden can sign it into law. Ukraine's leadership sees the fundamental as crucial as it continues to fight an invasion launched by Russia, Vladimir Putin, and it puts that Vladimir Putin did nearly 2 years ago. Biden has been pushing for the package, which also includes security funding for Israel and Taiwan and humanitarian aid for Palestinians, for months, but has faced opposition from Republican hardliners, particularly those who closely aligned with former President Donald Trump. I call on the Speaker to let the full House speak its mind and not allow a minority of most extreme voices in the House to block the bill, even from being voted on, and Biden said in a remark. Senate Republican Mitch McConnell, who was among who voted for the bill, said he hoped the House would consider it. Johnson issued a statement before the Senate vote that vaulted the bill for lacking conservative provisions to stem a record flow of migrants across the U.S. border, suggesting he would not schedule a vote anytime soon. Senate Republicans last week blocked a bill that would have coupled the security with the most sweeping changes to border policy in decades after Trump, the frontrunner, criticized it. Johnson has suggested in the past that the House could split legislation into separate bills and introduce into bills providing aid only to Israel, neither of which succeeded. The House on Tuesday is planning its second vote to try to impeach Biden's top border official after an embarrassing failure last week for Johnson. And there's alternative paths they can do, but I'm not going to read that because it's pretty obvious what they can do. Like, they could do a discharge petition, basically, which would allow the House to vote without the Speaker's approval, which has only happened once before, and it was in 2015, and some other things they talked about. But yeah, I guess the House leader doesn't want to approve this bill, which in my opinion, I think that's the way to go. I honestly don't think this bill should go through the House at all. $95 billion to Ukraine and other allies. Now, I understand that other allies mean a lot to us. Ukraine isn't an ally, if people don't know. Ukraine isn't an ally to the United States, not officially. There are other ones they included. That's the reason a lot of Republicans in the Senate wanted to vote on it and actually approve it by a big margin, was because specifically, I think it's Israel. Israel is the specific one they really wanted to include aid for, and that's why they did. That's why they did a bill included in it, because it could be basically the Democrats get Ukraine and the Republicans get Israel. But in my opinion, I don't think any of that should happen. We shouldn't be giving money to fund anyone's war. We shouldn't be funding Ukraine's war. We shouldn't be funding. We shouldn't be funding Israel's war or the Palestinians. That still also doesn't make any sense. Why fund Palestine and also Israel when they're both just fighting each other? It makes no sense. And also Ukraine. Why fund them when we're not even allies with Ukraine officially? So I understand what they mean by like helping our allies and stuff like that, but we just don't have the money right now. Right now, we should be focusing on us. Almost $100 billion in military aid would be horrible for us, especially for Ukraine. That's awful, especially for like wars that we aren't even fighting in. We shouldn't be doing that at all. What we should be doing is tackling border security, just like the House Speaker just said. Thank God we don't have Kevin McCarthy anymore, because this House Speaker actually is backing his word and actually going against the Ukraine bills, which is a good thing. Now, in my opinion, I think the House Speaker should deny the Senate from letting this go to the House, because this bill would be catastrophic to the people of America, because basically a lot more money would be going to funding wars, even though we really need to lower gas prices. We need to fund our southern border at the very least. Fund something that actually means something to America instead of a country that doesn't even matter to us. That's what we should be doing. Even Israel, even though we're allies with Israel. I don't think we should be aiding them in what they're doing right now. This is their war. It isn't our war. It isn't a war that they will be losing. They're probably going to win that war against Palestine. And it just doesn't concern us. We shouldn't be helping whatsoever. It's just not a thing we should be doing. And I think it's in our best interest just to deny it. And if they try to vote it in the House and it doesn't succeed, but like if they try to vote it in the House, hopefully the House considers those provisions that I said, or even how Mike Johnson said. I know it isn't going to work out because they're both Democrats and Republicans, but do two separate bills like he did in the past. But the bad thing about that is, obviously, it's not going to pass because we have gridlock in the House and Senate. So you need you need legislation that'll help us. Basically, you need legislation that'll help both sides. In my opinion, what they should do, which won't work, which won't happen, I just don't see it happening. But what they should do is they should actually be they should include border security aid in the package. Basically, have more provisions for the border wall. Basically, add a lot more funds to get the border wall there. Do not allow asylum seekers. Basically, deny all of that. Allow what all Republicans want with border security, but also send the Ukraine money that the Democrats want. That's a good way to at least put it in the middle for everyone. But the thing is, that's not going to happen because Democrats really despise border security for some odd reason. So honestly, the best thing we can think of is just deny this bill. Don't let it go through. Wait until Trump wins in November and take it up that way. When Trump wins in November, then you can finally start putting in border security, putting in provisions that really help us financially, like putting a limit on the gas, basically, like stuff like that, like all that kind of stuff that Biden should be doing, but he's too incoherent and stupid to do that anyway. But anyway, guys, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll have another video up the next day. Any news comes out, anything really worth talking about, I'll be doing. On the 20th, okay, here's what I'm going to be doing about the Senate and presidential predictions. So on the 20th, I will be doing the presidential prediction for the month of February, and on the 21st, I will be doing the Senate prediction for February. I'm not doing the House prediction yet because I don't think I'm really there yet to do the House predictions yet. I don't think I'm really like for example, I'm like there's some things I'm not really well known with politics about yet. Like for House, like I don't know a lot of House representatives. I know a lot of Senate representatives. I know the presidential, which is obvious. But for me personally, as a YouTuber, I guess you could say, I think for me as of right now, I just want to do Senate and presidential. I'm going to do them every month at the same time. I finally made my decision. I'm going to do every month at the same time. So, but it'll be a day apart. So it'll be presidential on the 20th and then Senate on the 21st every month. But if anything changes, like something happens that day or something, then it'll be a different day. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.